Hello again, everybody. This is Patrick Pinto with BC Solutions, and welcome to another riveting episode of the ABCs of digital marketing. Today, we're sitting with a client and friend of ours, Gerri from AirLogix. How are you today, Gerri?
Hey, Patrick. Doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well. You know, I want everyone to know what AirLogix is. I love the name, and it's a very, very cool name. What exactly does AirLogix do? What is that? What is your company?
AirLogix is a full-service mechanical contractor providing everything within the HVAC, refrigeration, and energy management scope, from routine maintenance to emergency repairs to planned CapEx repair work or replacements to new construction, retrofits, and something very relevant right now, energy efficiency upgrades. We serve New York and New Jersey, and what I like to tell people is that we do everything in the HVACR scope, except for design and manufacture.
That's amazing. And I know from visiting with you, I know your corporate office is located in Queens, but you were telling me the other day that you have offices spread out. Could you maybe give some layouts of where they are?
Yeah, so currently we have our headquarters in Queens, New York. We also have a New Jersey warehouse and office in Hackensack, Bergen County, and satellite office locations in Rockland County and Suffolk County, New York.
That's amazing. I was going to say before, but I wanted to wait. I love the professionalism that you have. I've had the privilege of sitting in with you and watching you do what you do best. I've seen you take your company and expand it to a level that you're not just a competitor to other heating and air conditioning companies. You're a leader in the industry, and that speaks volumes. Looking at the companies that you represent, looking at the companies that you work with, looking at the types of firms that you handle, I know that. How would you like to? If I had to ask, what would be your sweet spot of size or level of companies, and geographically, where would you like to work for them?
Thank you so much, Patrick, for the kind words. I really appreciate it. Our company's been around for almost 40 years, and we're in our second generation of leadership. What we love to do for our clients is make sure that their HVAC, energy management, and refrigeration needs are handled so they don't have to worry about it, and they can get to the business of taking care of their own clients. We like to work with facilities that are 5,000 square feet and up, single location or multiple location, regional, local, or national. That is not a problem for us. We work with many of the major brands that we all shop and use daily, so I'm very proud of that. Additionally, we also work with a lot of smaller local businesses, property management companies, and owners to support them in those facility needs. We have a lot of expertise across multiple industries. Predominantly, what I'd like to highlight is our experience in hospitality, retail, affordable housing, and commercial office. Industrial is also another space in warehousing and where we shine. Hospitals and healthcare, which is super important right now more than ever. And our clients range from really wide, really broad range of industries. For us, it's really a matter of like, where can we be of most impact for these types of facilities? And what we like to do is work with clients that understand how we do business, and that we can be as, one of our key values is transparency, and our systems offer full transparency into all of your work orders and like what is going on. So at any time you can monitor things from your cell phone if you wanted to. If you're a multi-location facility manager, you'd have that opportunity. So for us, we offer transparency. Obviously, we are a quality service provider, and we do the right job the first time. That's how we were raised. Like, I don't know if you know this, but I grew up in and out of the business. After college, I went into corporate America for a good amount of years, and when I returned, still drove the same values that our parents instilled in us who founded this company. So one of the things that I would love to share with prospective clients or anyone who's interested in learning a little bit more about us, one of the values that is woven throughout every layer of our company is doing the right thing. So it's integrity, it's transparency, and it's making sure that we deliver every time.
Gerri, is there a certain time of the season that's more important for companies than others?
That's a great question, Patrick. Depending on the application and use, type of facility that you are. Let's just say, for example, commercial office building or a retail store, it's definitely imperative to make sure that you have two times a year where I would say you should have a full on service. And those are your startup, your seasonal startup, which is typically I like to say March is ideal, where you get your system started up and prepared for the cooling season. Now that sounds early, but it's not, especially with how the supply chain is lately. You want to make sure you get your appointment scheduled and that your system is ready to be up and running. Ideally, a time like now, or later September, early October is a great time for you to, it's a great time for you to start looking at winterizing your system as well. And that is not to be neglected. I hear a lot of people trying to save money on preventive maintenance, but it ends up costing you more in repairs down the line if you're not properly maintaining your equipment. So it's definitely not something to skimp on. I like to say March and October are great times to do your deep system maintenance. And then, of course, a quarterly program. And depending on the occupancy and usage, I would recommend monthly filter changes if you're a high traffic facility, or if you are in, it's all about air quality these days. So definitely don't neglect your deeper maintenance. Make sure your filter changes are something that can be done very easily, very quickly by your own people if you don't want to spend on bringing somebody in, but the deeper work should definitely be done by a licensed and insured vendor. We know in New York Metro, you have more than 3,000 options for a mechanical contractor, but you want to make sure you're working with the right vendor who's going to take care of your equipment as if it was their own, to maximize its efficiency. Because here's the thing, inefficient systems, not only are they giving you dirty air, they're also pulling more electricity and not working to the best of their capabilities. So it's not something to skimp on.
What I liked that you said, and it made the most sense, was the right company to do the right job. And that's what's important. And I know when people look at AirLogix and they talk to you and they talk to your team, they'll understand they're working with the right company to do the right job.
That's our goal every time. We are definitely the type of company who will turn down a project that is not a good fit, or would refer to a company that may have a better expertise in something if it's right for the client. We operate with best interest of the client at the front, which is why we are not larger than what we are, because we stay in our lane. But it's definitely one of the other values that we were raised with is making sure that the customer is taken care of first and foremost. It's not for our self-interest. It's not for driving our top line or our bottom line for that matter. It's really making sure that we're going to be here tomorrow and years to come, and that is by serving people with the right work and doing the right thing.
I know your projects, and I see that you are large enough to serve and small enough to care.
Absolutely. We would work with a very wide range of project sizes. And again, it's the right fit and the right work.
Wonderful. You hit on a good point before, and it really, it shines inside of you. Being a family-owned business, the business becomes part of your family. It becomes a relative in your family, a brother, a sister, an aunt, an uncle. It becomes part of your family, and you live and breathe it every day. You live the highs, you live the lows, and you really live through it all. And what I'm impressed with is I love to see family-owned companies, because they thrive harder than anyone else. They have something to prove. They have a name that they must represent, and they have a quality of business that they want to showcase. And you handle all of that inside of AirLogix. And I'm most impressed with your performance of just the way you do business day in and day out. It's a very smooth and lucrative process, and Be Seen Solutions loves working with you guys.
Well, thanks so much. We definitely take a lot of pride in our work. It is, this is AirLogix is definitely. I make jokes about it being my baby, but it definitely is our family's legacy, and we do our best to make sure that anybody who walks through our doors, whether it be a client, an employee, or a vendor, gets treated with respect and that they have a good experience.
I can tell you as a vendor of yours, as your marketing division of your company, I could tell you that our experience has always been pleasurable. We're handled and spoken with and taken care of, and we love the partnership that we're working together with. If I had to ask you today. And before I even do that, first and foremost, I want to thank you for taking the time to meet with us today. I know your schedule is like a doctor, packed always. And knowing that you are a needed service, not a service of choice, but a needed service for companies to run and perform at their capability, you need to provide what you do for them. I want to thank you for taking the time to carve some time out today. And most importantly, if I wanted you to leave this conversation with a lasting impression of AirLogix, something that people would cling into and understand, what would you like it to be?
I think the most important message to remember about AirLogix is not just that we are transparent, reliable, tech forward, but that HVAC is a matter of public health. Your air quality is not something you want to skimp on or neglect. Additionally, on the refrigeration side as well, that's a matter of public safety. And, in terms of energy management, that's definitely the wave of the future. And if you haven't considered getting your facilities automated, or at the very least managing your consumption of energy, it's definitely something that we would love to help work with you to get ready for. If you're in the 5 boroughs, local law 197, if you're outside of the 5 boroughs, we can also help you reduce your carbon footprint and increase your system's efficiency in a very cost-effective way. So in terms of when you think of AirLogix, I would love for you to think of energy efficiency, indoor air quality, and contractor performance. We are here to make sure that you don't have to worry about your systems and that you can get to the business of doing your business. Thank you.
I like that. Thank you. Thank you very much for meeting with us today. If anyone gets an opportunity, please give Gerri Dominicus a look up on LinkedIn. Take a look at her website, AirLogix. I know that you'll be as impressed as we are. You'll be well educated in what she does and how her firm can handle any of your heating and air conditioning needs on the industrial side, on the commercial side. And most importantly, take the time to have a conversation with her. You'll feel the love of what she does in your conversation. I thank you all for taking the time to watch our video today. And most importantly, Gerri, as I always like to say, while it's always good to be partnered up with a digital marketing company, it's always good to be seen.
Yes, it's definitely great to be seen.
Thank you.